The lyrics are very wise. One of the songs, the bridge, reads as follows. I want to key his car. I want to make him lunch. I want to break his heart, then be the one to stitch it up. Want to kiss his face with an uppercut. I want to meet his mom just to tell her son sucks.
Wow.
Olivia Rodrigo was a 43-year-old divorcee.
Now it's time for the Rave Wheel. It's a positive rant wheel. There's no difference on the wheel itself. It's just positive stuff. Because last week, Ro Khanna, during the rant wheel, said people are ranting too much and it's got to stop. And he's in Congress. And so we listened. This week on the wheel, we have Ezra Miller's performance in The Flash. We have Getting Clothes Tailored. We have the smartening up of America. Twist. We have eating establishments that don't carry Heinz ketchup. We have Dateline the podcast. We have Olivia Rodrigo's new album. We have Kyle XY, and we have Fashion Week. Let's spin the wheel.
Spin that wheel.
Good answer. Good answer.
Thank you for asking.
No whammy. Stop.
It has landed on Dateline the podcast, which was suggested by Danielle.
Yes, it's incredible. First of all, what I love about Dateline the podcast is it's not like they've converted it for the podcast form. They've just held a tape recorder up to the TV and just pressed record. So they'll be like, as you can see. And it's like, we can't. We're listening. And also you get to hear Daddy Keith. Daddy Keith Morrison, who's got the dulcet tones. He'll say that her smile was as big as a 3-car garage. It was as dark as a California Cabernet. Like, that's who you're getting. Because I want to hear murder. I don't want to see it.
Wow.
And that's what I love about Dateline.
But it's still always the husband, right?
It's always the husband,
Yeah.
and usually she deserved it. Just kidding. Here's also my problem with Keith is always like, she lit up a room. And you're like, there's a lot of great people, but is everybody lighting up a room?
All the
That's why
dead
she has
girls
to die.
are.
I just want to say it's like we're not all walking into a room lighting it up. You know,
Wow.
so let's just take that into consideration. I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but come on, man. We can't all be lighting up rooms.
Right. It's also, by the way, one thing, and we always have said this on the show, you don't have to light up a room
To be murdered.
to deserve not to be murdered.
Yes, thank you.
You know what I mean? People who walk into a room and nobody notices, they get
Kill
to
them.
live too.
Kill them.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
You
Dead.
don't have to have a twinkle in your eye to stay alive.
Right.
I don't know if introverts should live. I'm sorry.
Wow.
But anyway,
No, and
you should,
and honestly, and by the way, Sam,
totally a joke.
that's the kind of thing you can't say anymore. Like with this, like the whole
Yeah.
thing, like you can't
Woke
say
mind
things anymore,
virus.
like
God
that
damn.
introverts don't deserve to live, which we all think and know, but are too afraid to say out loud because of all the ways in which we're not allowed to speak our minds.
thank you for saying it.
Some of my worst exes are introverts. It's fine.
But I suggest it highly. Also, if you don't get Daddy Keith, you'll get Mank. Josh Mankiewicz.
Mank.
Who I also love. Sexy men, sexy voices, sexy murder.
When you say Mank, all I hear, that movie, that black and white film,
Yes.
Mank.
I did not see it.
I don't know what it is, but
with
the
Gary
first
Oldman?
minute of that movie is 4.5 hours long. My screen can't get fucking past the first 2 seconds of that first 2 minutes of that movie. I'm like, keep stopping.
That's with Gary Oldman?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now just think of Mankiewicz. It's
Mankiewicz.
the better one. But yes, I highly suggest Dateline the podcast, not the show. That's
Yeah.
my rant. Wow. I'd rather no one clapped, okay? Fuck you and your one goddamn clap. I don't need you.
Yeah. Wow.
Clap if you killed your girlfriend.
Wow.
I need you.
Wow. Now you're on notice.
You guys, she lights up a room.
I do. Kill me. Murder me.
She had an ass like a 3-car garage.
Let's spin it again. It has landed on Getting Clothes Tailored.
That's right.
And now Lisa, who's on our stage for the very first time.
I came here to talk. I thought I was going to talk about Timothée Chalamet, but then something extreme happened today. And when I show you, I want you to scream. I got my pants tailored.
Oh my god.
Oh my God! Stop screaming, you guys. They're not that cute. Scream. Yeah, so I realized you can tailor your clothes, and you don't have to be Princess Diana to do this.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be any sort of special person or rich person. You can go to K-Town and pay $25 to make your pants look like they're meant for your legs, and your legs only. Because you go to a store and and clothes are made for a stranger. They don't know you. They don't know where your belly button is at. They don't know what your legs are doing or how long or small or anything like that. And you can have your own clothes made to your body and feeling good and looking good. And your pants are not your boss. Actually, you're the boss of your pants.
What caused the realization that you could do this?
Well, you see, I was wearing belt. And it was
A belt.
no, this is a cute belt.
No, it's
Okay.
not.
I was getting, and what it was doing to these pants was creating some sort of, I don't want to say 3-car garage, but there was a situation where it was like billowing the pants.
Yeah.
Don't look at my crotch. And so I was like, I can't be wearing this belt anymore. But then the pants are loose here, they're too tight here. Anyways, the man fixed everything for me.
Did someone tell you
small price of $25.
hey, yo, girl, let me tell you a secret. No one knows about this. A tailor. Like, did someone bring you the information?
Okay, it was kind of like a movie. I was driving. It was raining. I saw there was only one light in the distance. It was like flickering, like Taylor. I was like, Taylor who? Like Eras Tours? What is this?
Taylor's, yes. Taylor.
And so
Hallmark
I
movie.
pulled in. I was like, and I come on. There's like a scary guy with one eye and a hook for a hand. He's like, hey, what do you need? I'm like, is there a safe place here? He's like, the tailor. And then I went in for refuge from the rain, and he was like, your pants are too big.
Wow.
Did this really happen?
No, none of this happened, but it was raining, and I did drive by it, and I just decided on whim to go in. And I had an extra pair of pants to change into, so I could miraculously just give him the ones I was wearing. It was just
It's
iconic.
amazing. Yeah, tailors are. Sorry. No, I agree with her because I discovered tailors like 3 or 4 years ago.
What
I
were
don't
y'all
want to
doing
brag.
before?
I'm
Just
going to brag
wear
for
them.
a
Suffering in
second, you
silence.
guys.
Everything
My
just
last-
fits me.
My last name
Wow.
is Schneider, which in German means tailor.
It does.
And that means that an ancestor of mine, when they came over,
Was a tailor.
was a tailor.
Does anybody tailor in your family now?
No, they're dentists. They
a
tailor
different kind of
your
tailoring.
teeth.
Hard pivot.
No, they're not. But I do feel that I'm being spoken of. So you're welcome.
Thank you.
I did this. My people.
Wow.
And thank you.
And thank you.
That's all I was asking for.
Thank you, Lisa.
And thank you.
Yeah, they fit.
Every-
They look like they fit extraordinary.
I'm so proud of your journey.
We're so happy
Like-
for
Thank you. And a huge thanks
Yeah.
to everyone.
And you can listen to Lisa's podcast, The Disappearance of Dickie Donnelly, and catch her at UCB.
Love it. I leave it.
Let's spin it again.
Yeah, motherfucker.
It has landed on Olivia Rodrigo's new album.
Yeah. I'm happy to admit in front of family, friends, and loved ones that I am 39 years old and Olivia Rodrigo's biggest fan.
Yeah.
That new album has me ready to call into TRL. It is so beautifully nostalgic. Like, she's making music that the Gen Z kids like, but that the elder millennials like myself can relate to because it feels like it's from 1998. And she can sing. Like, she does this shtick of, like, bedroom pop, like, cool, hot cheerleader. But then in every other song, halfway through, she just goes full musical theater. And you're like, oh, yeah, girl. Oh, yeah. Last thing to rant about with this album. The lyrics are very wise. One of the songs, the bridge, reads as follows. I want to key his car. I want to make him lunch. I want to break his heart, then be the one to stitch it up. Want to kiss his face with an uppercut. I want to meet his mom just to tell her son sucks.
Wow. This is
Olivia Rodrigo was a 43-year-old divorcee. And I love it so. That's my rant. She's the best. Get the album.
Wow.
okay.
Olivia Rodrigo. I think the album's good.
You like it?
I like it.
She got a lot of
My-
cases though, huh?
Oh, what?
A lot of people coming after her for
what?
For
You're ready to fight.
I'm ready to fight.
No, I mean, no,
Not
she's
on my
great.
watch.
Here you go for
No,
For what?
But a lot of people saying, 'cause
Say what?
like a lot of.
Is this you or a lot of people?
Name
with
them.
A lot of people.
Yeah, I
There's
feel like you're
literal-
saying, the streets are saying. The streets are saying,
No,
no,
literal-
you are the streets.
There's
as
literal
they
like
say.
lawsuits because she's lifted. So
She
many,
ain't stolen nothing.
I
But my
mean,
heart. My heart.
Paramore would have you think differently. I'll
She
tell you.
paid Paramore. It's all good.
Okay, yeah, she paid. Okay.
Haley's fine with it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, but it slaps.
Wow.
It slaps.
Yeah, it slaps.
My daughter, who's 10, said that she liked the first album.
Wow.
Just
I
gonna
like
tell
them
you
both.
what the kids are saying. My daughter liked the first album. She loved Driver's License.
Yeah, well, we all did.
That's all
Yeah.
great
Of course.
song. I mean,
Yeah.
I was that girl driving, stalking
Yeah.
an ex, of course.
Yeah.
But she says the new album sounds too similar to the other album, and it hasn't like changed.
Why would
that
you
much.
fuck with a good thing?
True.
I don't know. Do you want to fight my daughter?
I do.
Give the people.
Say it to my face,
Give the people what
10-year-old.
they want. Give them
Yeah,
what they
I
want.
say give the people what they want, but also something different. I don't want to get between you. Let's spin it again.
By the way, have you noticed? Did we just blend in with the sofa? We all have these denim jeans.
We do. And then you sat here.
I'm not wearing jeans.
Oh, don't get me fucking started on this one.
It has landed on eating establishments that don't carry Heinz ketchup.
I got a breakfast sandwich from one of these fancy like breakfast sandwich. It was a bacon, egg, and cheese on an everything bagel, toasted, scooped out. I'm from the East Coast, but they put like arugula and like this like sriracha aioli, and then I asked if they had ketchup, and they're like, we don't have ketchup, and I was so fucking mad. And I don't know if you all like. There's another restaurant that will remain nameless.
Name it.
I won't. All right, it's Father's Office, and it's like near Culver City. And I've gone there once. They didn't have ketchup, and I've never gone back. I would if I go back. I'm sneaking my own ketchup in. I have a bottle of ketchup in my car right now because of that establishment. I had to go to the nearest supermarket, which was a Gelson's, and if you don't know, Gelson's is like the most expensive one. So I overpaid for Heinz ketchup, and then I ate this sandwich in my car. And I mean, am I talking to a vacuum? Does anybody disagree with me?
No,
Like, what
I
the fuck?
completely
All right?
agree with you. I agree with you
You know what I'm-
completely. I there are places that I know don't. I don't know what I find more problematic, and I use that word
Problematic.
in the way we use it now. Just when what bothers me more, a restaurant saying we don't have Diet Coke, or a restaurant says that we don't have Diet Coke, but we do have another brand of fancy diet soda that is not as good, or when the restaurants don't have ketchup but they do have some other
Like
kind
a homemade ketchup?
and it's like the thing about Diet Coke, the thing about Heinz ketchup is it's not like there's a bunch of different kinds of ketchup and Heinz is the best, or that there's a bunch of different kinds of colas and Diet Coke is the best. It is that Diet Coke, ketchup, these are the thing itself.
Yeah.
And the only thing you can do is be it or be as close to it as humanly possible. If you would like to offer something that is not Heinz ketchup, it can't be better than Heinz ketchup because Heinz ketchup is the thing itself.
But are y'all into proprietary ketchups?
What do you mean by that?
Like a catsup?
Whataburger, the fast food chain, makes their own ketchup. And it's good.
Okay.
Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I guess I would. I haven't tried it, but I would be. It's just it's the absence of.
The absence of.
It's the complete like lack of humility.
But also
and pure hubris. And this is the most political I've ever been in my life. Okay, and it is shock. And then Heinz put out this sugar. Let's just. I'm sorry.
Hey. Thank you for sharing what you felt comfortable sharing about this.
I will say that I went to a friend's house once and she offered me a burger and then said, I don't have Heinz ketchup, I have Trader Joe's. And I said, I will be leaving.
Oy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Solidarity with
absolutely
that.
the right thing to do.
You know what? Also, have you guys ever had like you go to McDonald's, you get French fries, and then you come home and they didn't give you ketchup, and then you have to get your cold ass
That is the worst.
ketchup out of the cold ass fridge, like some sort of monster.
But that's better than opening the little
No,
McDonald's
it needs
ketchup
to be warm
packets. That
and
is so
sweet, like mother's
demoralizing.
milk, and it needs
You
to come
gave
from
me
the bag.
0.2 of an ounce of ketchup, and I got to rip some foil to get it, and I got to do it 8 times because I
And
want
then
that much
sometimes you get
ketchup.
sometimes you get the packets and they like stick together.
And then
shit.
the packets sometimes
I'll
are
still
old
take
and
that.
it's like watery ketchup and No.
I'll take a packet. I'll
Over
take
the
12
cold fridge.
packets over
No.
one whole bottle.
Let's not
any
get
day of the
distracted
week.
by the real issue here, okay? These establishments are going around the country and they don't have ketchup,
They don't have
in their
ketchup.
this is a serious issue.
I want to make one final point about this, which is there are two moments I've noticed in my life where your phone is flooded with people getting arguments at Karening and at restaurants and all things. There's never the moment where I feel that inside of me more than when I get home from McDonald's and I open my bag and I take out McNuggets and the sweet and sour sauce is not in the bag. I never more want to get back in my car and drive into the McDonald's because those nuggets without the sweet and sour sauce, that's not why I'm here.
But do you
That's
check
not
before
what-
you go?
I should.
Yeah.
But that feels disrespectful. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, hold on. Let me see that you did your job. That sucks.
I was literally at Wendy's last night I think the chicken nuggets at Wendy's are superior.
Okay, well, that's the stupidest shit I've
okay.
ever heard all night. And you said you wanted to fuck Alf and my dog.
Wow.
But I sat in front of her and I literally go, hey, I'm going to check the bag. I'm sure you know how to do your job. But I have to check. And guess what? The nuggets were fucking missing. That's right.
I'll tell you know what else?
That's right.
You know what it took me until my literal 40s to do, which is it used to be when I got any kind of like takeout, like sushi, I would like get home. And if there was no soy sauce in that bag, I was fucked. And then all of a sudden, I had to be 40 to realize, just buy a bottle of
buy a
soy
bottle.
sauce.
Yeah.
you
What do you?
fucking
Wait,
idiot.
here's the
Just
question.
have a
though.
bottle. You don't need
saying.
to. You can lower
Yeah.
the temperature on this. You can lower the fucking steaks.
But
You dumb idiot.
Here's where you can't lower the stakes, and I challenge all of us,
Wow.
which is
Wow.
you order sushi to go. We've all been there, and they
Sure.
don't put in wasabi.
You don't have wasabi in your house?
Who has wasabi in their
Or
house?
ginger.
I have
That's
wasabi
a
in my
big one.
house. I have a condiment section of the fridge.
But wasabi is not something that you could just have.
Is it a condiment?
It's horseradish.
Whatever it is, we've established you can't just have it.
I just have it.
You're right. I don't.
You can have it.
Let's spin it again.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And on other topics that'll make me very popular, my rave this week, that's right, it's Ezra Miller's performance in The Flash. Let me tell you something.
Tell us.
I'll tell you.
Tell us.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this because
Bated
We're
breath.
loving this.
I like this performance.
Here's the thing. I saw the whole run up to The Flash and all the stories about Ezra Miller and the kind of just international episodes that seem to be following this person around. Seems incredibly
Dateline
troubled.
energy.
Dateline energy. It does seem like that there's some kind of a mental health crisis involved. And to be honest, I don't like. It was like one of those stories. I was just like, you know what? I'm not entering it. I'm just not going to enter this story. So all The Flash was to me was a movie with a controversy about Ezra Miller and Michael Keaton maybe or maybe not getting to be Batman after they fucking chopped the head off of Batgirl and threw Batgirl into the fucking ocean, whatever they did with poor Batgirl. So here's what I want to say. It is so doubly sad that Ezra Miller has had this crisis surrounding the movie and that the movie is like fucking a crazy mess, because you know who's awesome in that movie? Ezra Miller. They hold that fucking movie up on their shoulders.
yeah.
They hold that movie up on that shoulder. That movie is cut. That movie was in development hell. The script is cobbled together from like dozens of drafts. It barely makes sense, but every time they're on screen and they are selling it. They are making
They're
it work.
selling
They're
it, but
holding
here's
it up
what-
on their shoulders.
Here's what I couldn't get past with that movie. The CGI was so cheesy.
The
I mean, I was like, what am I
graphics were
looking at?
Horrible.
Horrible graphics, and they just stayed in the graphics world. Bad.
I mean, I mean,
You liked it?
I cried a little
I
bit.
cried like
I cried a little bit. I
Morgan?
didn't want to, but I cried a little
I
bit.
cried like a fucking
Yeah.
baby. That
Yeah.
movie worked on me, and not because the
Yeah.
script was that good, and not because anything else about it made sense, and not because the graphics were good, but because
Performance was
Ezra
so
Miller was so fucking good
Well,
in that
I haven't
movie.
seen it. The Flash about a guy who runs real fast or what?
It is.
Okay, so there needs to be some sort of graphics or something, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, wow,
But
wow.
can
you know?
I just pipe in? Which is, aren't they like holding people hostage?
Basically.
Do we? See,
We know.
Do
we know. I
Well,
read
that's
I
not
read
great.
it.
I'm not saying they're good off screen.
Yeah.
Maybe we cut this down.
What are your thoughts on Polanski? I'm kidding.
No.
Well, did you say Michael Keaton's in it?
Yeah.
Remember how problematic he was as Beetlejuice? He was saying,
Speaking
well,
of
let me grab your
Beetlejuice.
tits.
That was his character.
It was?
That wasn't him.
I'm sorry.
He
I thought that was a documentary.
acting.
We all remember what Michael Keaton did in the documentary film Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
All I was saying is that just to conclude, it was one of those things where the movie was circled by these stories about the horrible conduct of Ezra Miller and the horrible process of making this cursed text of a film. And it was doubly sad because it's like inside of that movie there is this actor who's an incredible performer, and it is just sad that like both like this, it just seemed like a good example to me of like, God, like this person has such a troubled and difficult life outside of this movie and has caused so much mayhem, and also this giant fucking massive studio can't seem to figure out how to make a good superhero movie, and yet they had this talent. This person is incredibly talented. There's an incredible performance inside of here, and it's just a shame.
Can I give you a Beetlejuice review of The Flash?
Yes.
Beetlejuice, crappy Flash, crappy movie, didn't get flashed once.
Hey. I like
Beetlejuice,
it.
famous tit lover.
I like
Yeah,
it.
he Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Can you do Beetlejuice getting mad at me for complaining about not having ketchup?
Why don't you got any ketchup, huh? Put the ketchup on your tits. What's your tits?
Wow.
I don't remember.
Wow.
Does anyone else want me to do any kinds of Beetlejuice?
Can I say something about Beetlejuice? I don't remember Beetlejuice being that tit focused.
No,
He was very horny though.
You know what?
Beetlejuice
Honestly,
was
because
very horny.
You're not watching it with today's eyes.
That's exactly right.
Beetlejuice was mad horny.
I did
Yeah.
go to the musical recently, and
Why?
I never saw it. I just saw the movie, and I was a child, and I didn't even have tits yet, but I was like, Beetlejuice is after my tits.
And we've always said that, and we're just gonna have to leave it there.
It's love it or leave it.